Good morning. It's Saturday morning, the 11th. This is game 3 of the DU Oktoberfest tournament, and we are here at Big Bear Arena. It's a little chilly in here, but it'll be a great game, and we are playing the Lafayette Locomotives. Looks like our starting line, we've got Dean, Riker, and Milo. We've got Sawyer with in net, and with Cameron and Hayden on D. Let's go, boys. Rebels with a face-off win. Back over to Hayden. Hayden passes it up to Milo. Milo gets it into the zone. Lafayette dumps it back. Goes over in the far corner, picked up by Cameron. Cameron holds on to it. Chips it up the boards. Gets it up to Milo, which then passes over to Riker. Riker gets it over to Milo. Back over to Riker. Dean's with him. Riker dumps it in deep. Dean's chasing it around. Holding on to it. Getting it up to Brock. Brock's on for Milo. Lafayette's holding on to it. Trying to get it out of their zone, but Riker is battling with him up against the blue line. Gets dumped back, picked up by Hayden. Hayden picks it up, holds on to it. Oops, sorry about that. Hayden dumps it out, trying to get it up to Brock. Brock's battling up against the boards. Picked up again by Hayden. Hayden holds on to it. J-Ray's out there with him, with Fergie. Gets it over to J-Ray. J-Ray with the pass over to Fergie, gets intercepted. Fergie still chases it down, picks it up. He's got J-Ray with him, trying to make a pass over to J-Ray. Gets intercepted. J-Ray battling, gets pushed up against the boards by Lafayette. We've got Aiden out there on D with Colton. All right, so we got a line change. So it looks like Riker, Dean, Fergie, Hayden, and Cameron. Got a full line. And it looks like we're going on a power play. Never mind. Cam and Hayden coming off. Or Cam and Aiden coming off. It looks like Colton and Hayden are playing D. Riker over to Fergie. Fergie making a shot. Gets blocked. Got some nice little pushes from Riker on that puck. Lafayette gets picked by Dean. Picked up by Riker. Riker holding on to it. Fergie right next to him. Riker passes it over to Fergie. Gets bounced off the boards. Picked up by Lafayette. Lafayette driving in, but Colton is there to do a nice little poke check. Pushed over. We're able to hold him into the neutral zone. Riker does another poke check, gets it over to Colton, who gets it up to Fergie. Fergie gets his pocket picked, but back over to Colton. Colton's driving in. He's got the time, he's got the space, and he dumps it into the corner. Puck falls out of the zone, picked up by Eli. Eli drives it in. Eli's with it. Eli with a shot. Saved, but we had a little bit of a flat tire, it looks like. Puck came off. Or, I'm sorry, the net came off, not the puck. Net came off. All right, coming out, we got Aiden and Cameron on D. Eli, Milo, and Merrick. Merrick's playing forward. Oh. We have 59 seconds left of our power play. 11:40 left in the first period. Eli with face-off win, back over to Cameron. Cameron loses the puck, does a pass back over to Aiden. Aiden holding on to it. Aiden with a pass over to Milo. Milo driving it in. Does a little stop back over to Cameron. Cameron with a shot. Oh, just high of the net. Back over to Aiden. Cam's trying to keep it in the zone, and he does. Dumps it back behind the net. Back over, Milo's chasing it down. Gets it up against the boards, gets it over to Eli. Lafayette picks it. Back over to Milo. Milo sends it back behind the net. Lafayette holds on to it. Flips it up into the air. Milo's able to keep it in. Back over to Lafayette. Cameron's unable to keep them clear. Lafayette with a shot. Sawyer pushing it off to the side. Eli pinching him up against the boards. Cameron gets a pass over to Milo. Lafayette intercepts. And they send it across the boards, picked up by Merrick. Merrick dumps it into the zone, chasing after it. We got J. Ray and Brock out there now. Lafayette dekes around Brock and Cameron. Driving in, but Colton's by himself, does a pass over. Way wide pass. Luckily not able to be picked up. J. Ray picks it up, and then Cameron holds, grabs it, and dumps it in. We're going to get ice. No, they're waving off icing. Back behind the net. Riker's on there. Riker's battling hard. Over to Brock. Back up over to Colton. Colton with a shot towards the net. Oh! Blocked. Sent off to the side. J. Ray holds on to it. Trying to get it over to Riker. Riker with another shot. Riker with another shot. Oh! Back over to Brock. Brock with a backhand. Oh! Trying to get it over to Riker. Back up to Hayden at the point. Hayden holds on to it. Trying to drive it in. Get it up to J. Ray. Back over to Hayden. Hayden dekes around. Riker's back there. Got caught up with the Lafayette player. Back over to Lafayette. We got a 2-on-1 situation, but Hayden was able to do a nice back check. And then picked up again by J. Ray. Lost hold of it. Colton's there. Colton holds on to it. Takes it behind the net. Chips it up the boards. Intercepted by Lafayette. Ooh. Lafayette trying to get in front. Shot, and Sawyer's able to save it. Woo. All right, coming out. We got Dean and Cameron with Aiden, Fergie, and Eli. No more power play. We're going to Sawyer's right. Eli with face-off. Wait. Sorry, we had too many players on the ice. Luckily, we didn't call for it. Rebels with the face-off win. Eli back to Cameron. Cameron flips it up and a little bit too high over to Aiden. Eli's holding on to it. Picked up again by Dean. Let's zoom in just a little bit here. Dean back behind the net with Lafayette. Picked up by Eli. Eli's trying to get it in front of the net. Gets pushed to the side. And we're going to have icing. All right, if any of my friends, this is Heather, are watching, is my volume okay? Can you guys hear me okay? Text me. Let me know. Last time it was Brooke that was nice enough to text me. So anybody, if you have my number. All right, so we got Brock with face-off. He's got Milo with him, and J. Ray with Cam and Aiden on D. Brock with face-off win. Aiden over to Cameron. Cameron picks it up. Cameron with a shot. Gets it behind the net. Milo chasing it back. Gets picked up by Lafayette. Lafayette driving it in. Cameron picks up the puck. Does a backhand pass over to Lafayette. He trips and falls. Gets it back over to Aiden. Aiden gets it over to Cameron. Tried and cleared it out, but unable to be successful. Back over to Lafayette. Enough feet in the way. Trying to clear it out. Goes wide. Sorry, it's so hard when they're right here. Back behind the net. Cam surfs it up the boards, gets it cleared out. Did get tipped, and they're waving off icing. Got a big, nice line change. We got Merrick out there with Riker, J. Ray, and Hayden. Lafayette in the neutral zone. There's a little stop back, trying to make sure that they're not offsides, and they were offsides. Offside. Whichever it is. There is actually no confirmed which one should it be. I've watched a lot of professional hockey. Some say offside, some say offsides. So it's whatever you prefer. Riker with the face-off. Lafayette with the face-off win. Lafayette picks it up. Hayden's able to do a nice little drive. Gets it over to Fergie. Fergie drops it back to Hayden, but intercepted by Lafayette. Sent it into the neutral zone, picked up by Colton. Colton with a pass back over to Hayden. Gets dropped over to Lafayette, trying to get in front of the net, but a nice little stop by Hayden. Hayden with another nice little stop. Passed over to Lafayette. Lafayette D with a shot towards the net, but deflected by Riker and Colton's skate. Another shot towards, but Riker's right there. We've got a lot of battle going here. Colton's able to hold on to it, battling with this Lafayette player. Lafayette picks it up, trying to get it in front of the net, but it goes up and high. Fergie with it, over to Hayden. Hayden with a pass up to J-Ray. Lafayette picks it off of him, driving it back in. Shot that goes high. Lafayette picks it back up. Thanks, Paula. Lafayette picks it up, takes it around behind. Picked up by Colton. Back over to J-Ray. Had a nice little poke check by Riker. Aiden and Cameron are out on D. Riker putting on some nice pressure. Able to poke check. Picks it up by Aiden. Aiden clears it out of the zone. Oh! Dean's chasing it down. Dean picks it up. Shot that goes in front of the net. That's all right. All right, we're back over into the neutral zone. Cameron picks it up. Cameron holds on to it with a pass over to Aiden. Aiden holds on to it. Sends it deep. Oh, tries to get it in, but Lafayette skates in the way. Aiden stops it with his own skate. Colton's there. And we're just able to keep it out of our zone. And we have an offside. Way to go, boys. Way to hustle. Way to hustle. All right, we got two players that were missing, Parker and Mikey. But we're holding on to it. We have 5:50 left in the first period. Cameron and Aiden on D. We got Milo, Dean, and Merrick as our forwards. Lafayette with a face-off win. Over to Cameron. Cameron trying to clear it out of the zone. Gets stopped by a bunch of bodies. Back over to Lafayette. Cameron with a poke check. Not able to get a good hold onto it. Shot towards the net. Goes to the side. Picked up by Merrick. Merrick holding on to it. Dumps it into the zone, and we have icing. All right, coming out on D, we got Colton and Hayden. We're going to keep out Milo. Maybe? Yep, we're keeping out Milo. We got Riker and Dean joining them. We're going to go here to the left of Sawyer. Riker with a nice face-off win. Back over to Hayden. Hayden gets pickpocketed by Lafayette. Lafayette sends it across the ice. We're still putting on some pressure. Over in the corner, it looks like we've got Colton and Riker there. Riker is able to pick up, trying to get it out of there. And back over to Colton. No, Dean, sorry. Now it's over to Colton. Colton over to Hayden. Hayden holding on to it. Gets it up over to Dean. Over to Riker. There must be bad ice. They're falling all over the place. Dean doing a backhand shot towards the net. Very soft, but he got it where he needed it to be. But Lafayette picks it up. We got a nice little pressure from the D, but Sawyer was able to push out. Make sure that shot didn't actually land. Back over to Colton. Colton dumps it in. Gets it behind Lafayette's net. We got Brock coming out with Fergie and Eli. We're short a player. We're short a player. There we go. J-Ray's coming out. I'm not sure who's playing what position, so I'm just going to tell you who's out there. We got Cam trying to keep it out of the zone, but he doesn't. Oh, sorry. You guys weren't seeing the whole tops of their heads. My bad on that. All right, so we got J-Ray, Brock, Fergie, Eli, and Cam. Brock with face-off. Brock with a face-off win, but Lafayette picks it up, sends it deep into our zone, sends it over into the corner, and we got Eli and Cameron chasing it. Cameron with a nice little poke check so they couldn't get their stick on the puck. Eli with a pass up over to Fergie. Picked up by J-Ray. J-Ray holding it, trying to get it out of that guy's legs, but Lafayette picks it up, brings it in. They send it into the corner. Eli's there with him. Fergie's there trying to send it back up the boards. Back over to Lafayette. They make a shot towards the goal, but Sawyer's able to push it off to the side. And we're going to have icing. Oh, no, we're not. Gets stopped by the goalie. Sorry about that. Lafayette picks it up. And We're going to hold out back there. Lafayette holds on to it. They make a pass over. Cam trying to keep some pressure to keep this guy out to the side. D-to-D pass with a whiff of a shot. Picked up by Eli. Eli trying to get it out of the zone. Gets it over to Cameron. Cameron flips it up. Is it going to be icing? And it is. All right, coming out, we got Colton and Hayden on D. We got Milo, Dean, and... Nope. What do we got? We got Merrick, Hayden, Colton, Milo, Dean. Lafayette with a face-off win. Back over to their D. We're able to get... Oh, that looked like it was offside, but apparently it wasn't. Milo chipping it, or I'm sorry, Colton chipping it up to Milo. Back over into Lafayette zone. Lafayette trying to clear it out. They're able to clear it out. Picked up by Colton. Colton dumps it in, but looks like we had one person that was still deep in front of the net. So we are offside. Oh, we're going to go center ice? Sure. 2:19 left in the first period. Merrick with the face-off. Merrick with the face-off win, but Lafayette picks it up instead. They send it into our zone, picked up by Hayden. Hayden sends it up over to Milo. Milo's able to keep possession, but it gets picked off into Lafayette's zone. Dean chasing it into the corner. Up to... Unfortunately, it gets lost, but then Lafayette picks it up, trying to drive it in. Trying to make a shot, but we got Hayden's stick is in the way. Picked up again by Lafayette. Some nice little pressure from Hayden up against the boards. Back over to Colton. Colton holds on to it. Back over to Milo. Gets picked up. Hayden holds on to it. Gets it into the neutral zone. Got Cam coming on for Colton. We got a nice little poke check there from Rebels. And Hayden's able to get it back into the neutral zone. And that was offside. All right, we got another line change coming up. So Cam's going to stay on for D. We got Riker coming out with Brock and Fergie. And Colton's coming out to be Cam's D partner. Brock with face-off. Lafayette with face-off win, but Riker's right there. Brock's able to get it into the zone, but Lafayette picks it up again, sends it back into neutral territory. Shot towards Sawyer. Sawyer catches and holds on to it. I don't think it would have gone in. Looks kind of to the side, but you know what? Better to be safe than sorry. These goalies know what they're doing. All right, face off to the Sawyer's right. Brock with face-off win. Back over to Colton. Colton holds on to it. Makes a pass up to Brock. Brock holds on. Brock with a pass over to Riker. And we're offside. All right. Looks like Hayden's coming on for Colton. Ref doesn't like where Riker and that kid were going. Brock with another face-off win. Back to Rebels possession. Back to Brock. Riker's with him. Fergie's with him. Brock holds on to it. Not sure what happened, but Riker with a pass over to Fergie, but gets intercepted by Lafayette. Lafayette driving it in. We got some pressure from Hayden. Keeps him off to the side. Hayden picks it up behind the net. Hayden holding on to it, trying to make a pass over to Fergie, but intercepted by Lafayette. Lafayette with a shot. Sawyer's able to make the save. Sawyer covers it. That was a good play. All right, we're going to go to Sawyer's left. We got Dean coming out with J. Ray and Colton, Eli, and Cam. Not sure who won that, but Lafayette has possession. Their D tries to make a shot, but Eli intercepts it. Picked up by Colton behind the net. Colton holds onto it, reverses, sends it up the boards, trying to get it, and that's the end of the first period. Hold tight. We'll be back here in about a minute. All right, welcome back to the second period. We got Riker with face-off. He's got Milo and Dean on his sides. We've got Hayden and Colton on D. Rebels with face-off win. Hayden's able to push it into the corner. I still got Sawyer and net for the first part of this period. I'm guessing. Who knows what's going to happen? Goalies are going to make it. Back over to Hayden. Hayden with a shot towards the net. Picked up by Riker. Riker trying to do a wraparound, trying to get it over to Hayden. Lafayette picks it up. Drives it in. We got Colton and Milo back on D. They're able to do some nice pressure, keep it off to the side. Let's zoom in a little bit on this. All right, back up to their D. Their D sends it over to their winger. Picked up, trying to get it in front. Goes a little fast and hard. Picked up again by Riker. Riker with a pass over to Dean. Dean's able to get it into the zone. Sends it around. Riker's over there trying to get his stick on it, but Milo's the one that's able to stay at the point, keep it in the zone. Back over to Dean. Dean trying to get it in front of the net. Back up into the corner. We got Lafayette coming in. Shot that hit the post, but Milo is able to get it into the zone. We're going to wave off that icing. We got Fergie coming on. Fergie's putting on some pressure with J-Ray. Picked up again by Lafayette. Coming in. Cam with some nice pressure. Able to get it back into their zone. Fergie picks it up. Fergie's got it. Fergie trying to make the shot. Back over to J-Ray. Oh, gosh. Sorry you guys missed that part. Gosh, I stink at this right now. I'm so sorry. All right, Lafayette driving in. We got Aiden putting on some pressure. Able to push it off to the side. Eli's chasing it down behind the net. Cam's there. Get it back up to Fergie. Fergie's got it. He's got some partnership with J-Ray. Put it back behind the net, up against the boards. Back over to Fergie, trying to get it over to Eli. Back over to Cameron. Cameron trying to make a shot just for the side. Back over to Aiden at the point. Lafayette picks it up, bounces it off the boards, and then Colton's there to intercept that pass. Gets back over to Fergie. Eli chasing it down, back into the neutral zone. Aiden tries to get it in, but it is offside. My hands are freezing, so if I'm a little slow on the zooming, just know that it's because of that. All right, we're going to go here. Just want to show you guys how close I am to the bench. They're right there. Brock with face-off. He's got Merrick and Milo with him. We got Hayden and Colton on D. And the ref does not like how close Merrick and number 34 are. Kind of a stalemate on that face-off win. But Rebels get possession. But Lafayette picks it up. We got some nice pressure from Merrick. Puck gets sent behind the net. And Colton holds on to it, sending it over to Milo. Got some interception there from Lafayette. Shot and goal for Lafayette. That's all right. We have 11:22 left in the second period. All right, we got Dean, Riker, Fergie coming out. Milo and Colton are our D partners. Riker with the face-off. Hayden's able to drive it in. Hayden holds on to it. Gets pushed back down, but he gets right back up. We got some nice pressure. Gets slipped out. Hold on by Colton. Colton sends it in, and we have offside because that guy was holding Dean in the zone. I wish there was a penalty for that. We're going to do center ice. Cam and Aiden coming out on D. We're going to keep Dean, Fergie, and Riker. Riker with face-off. Riker with face-off win. Picked up by Cameron, sending it up the boards. Chips it off, gets it into Lafayette's zone. Lafayette picks it up, trying to get it out of their zone. They're able to be successful. Drive it in. We've got Fergie with a back check. Cam with a little bit of D check or D pressure. Lafayette picks it up. Holds on to it. Aiden's able to get, we have a shot towards Sawyer. Unable to clear it out. There is a mess in front. Sawyer's able to clear it up. And we've got Lafayette pushing Riker onto Sawyer. Refs are talking to the boys. Looks like everybody's okay. Nobody's going in the box. A little bit of pushing and shoving there. All right, we're not making a line change. Riker with the face-off. Stalemate on the face-off win. Still there between the refs' feet. Goes back behind. Aiden puts some pressure on him, and Fergie picks it up. Fergie saucing it up to Riker. Riker with some nice pressure gets it into the zone. Riker is right below me. Picked up by Fergie. Fergie with a backhanded pass trying to get it in front of Dean. Able to keep a hold of it. They're able to keep it in. No offside. But Lafayette picks it up. We got some pressure from Cameron. Cameron stops it with his foot. Back up over to Dean. Dean up to Fergie. Fergie holds on to it. And then he loses it because they put too much pressure. Aiden's able to keep it in the zone. We got some pressure here. Back over to Aiden. Back to Eli. Cleared out. Woo. And offside. A little bit of a weird line change. That's what's hard when you have the line change right in the zone right here. All right, so we got Milo coming out with Eli, Hayden, J-Ray, and Colton. 9:45 left in the second. Lafayette with face-off when they pass it deep into the zone. Eli's there to pick it up. Eli picks it up behind the net. He's got some pressure from Lafayette. Loses the puck. Sends it backhand, trying to get over to J-Ray. Sends it back behind the net instead. Back over to Colton. Colton holding on to it. Trying to get this guy off of his back. Colton sends it up, gets it over to Aiden. Aiden gets checked in. No, that was J-Ray. Man, J-Ray has been picked on a lot this tournament. Hayden does a nice little poke check, gets possession. Trying to send it up, gets it up to Eli. Eli up over to J-Ray. J-Ray gets it into the zone. Oh. Eli with a shot that hits the side of the net. Back over to Colton. Colton trying to get it up and gets out of the zone. Nice little back check by Hayden. Hayden picks it up, sends it around the boards, gets it into the corner with Milo. Picked back up by Eli. J-Ray picks it up. J-Ray is there by himself. J-Ray's got it. And how is that not tripping? I guess it's not tripping. Back over to Eli. Eli holds on to it. Eli does a soft pass over, trying to hope somebody to get there. We got Brock coming on with Merrick. Cam and Hayden on D. Pressure from someone, but Sawyer covers that shot. All right, so we got Fergie coming out with Aiden. Hayden's coming off. We got Brock out there with Merrick, Cam. That's everybody. 8:09 left in the second. Face off win by Rebels. Picked up by Merrick. Back over to Fergie. Fergie holds on to it. Trying to get it in the zone. He gets it into the zone. Picked up again by Cameron. Cameron dumps it in. Gets it over into the corner. Back over to Merrick, trying to poke check. Brock is able to poke check. Brock holds on to it. Sends it over into the opposite corner. Lafayette picks it up, holds on to it. Aiden is able to keep it in the zone. Back over to Lafayette. They clear it out. Nice little pressure. Picked up by Cameron, but he gets his pocket picked by Lafayette. Driving it in. Aiden's able to keep pressure, but they make another attempt shot, but goes to the side of the net. Picked up by Brock. Fergie's chasing it down. Lafayette holds on to it into their zone. Back over to Merrick. Merrick's chasing him down. Riker's coming out with Dean and Colton. Cam is there putting on some pressure, and they have to go off to the side. Milo's there trying to get the pass. Picked up by Dean. Dumped in by Dean. Milo's there. Lafayette intercepts it. In the neutral zone, Cameron's able to get it out, but who was offside? Not sure who was offside on that. All right, we got a goalie change. Here comes Robbie for Sawyer. Way to go, Sawyer. He played a great first part of the game. Half. I can't say half, but all right. So we got Colton and Hayden on D, Riker, Dean, and Milo as our forwards. Lafayette picks it up, but then Milo picks it up again, sends it into the corner. Milo's getting some pressure on. Lafayette doesn't know what to do. They hold on to it. They're able to clear it out. We tried to make a breakaway, but Colton was able to do a nice poke check, push him off to the side. Riker's there doing some back checking. Back over to Colton. Lafayette takes it back behind the net. Someone's lost their stick, not sure who. Shot. Oh, Robbie with a nice save. Pushed off to the side. Back over to Lafayette. Shot and goal. 6:07 left in the second period. All right, so we got Eli coming out, along with Fergie. No, Brock, J-Ray, Eli as our forwards. Cameron and Merrick as D. J-Ray with face-off. Eli and Brock there with him. Lafayette with the face-off win. They pick it up, get it into the zone. Picked up by Cameron. Cameron holds on to it, gets it over to J-Ray. J-Ray holds on, gets some pressure off to the side. And no call. Lafayette holds on to it, poke check by Cameron, and he left Merrick by himself. Luckily, Merrick was able to push him off to the side. Shot towards the net, but Eli with a nice little save shot, and Robbie covers it. All right, we got Fergie, Dean, and Riker coming out. We're going to keep out Merrick and Cam on D. Score 2-0, 5:33 left in the second period. Robbie and net now. Face off. Riker with a face off, but Lafayette with face off win. Shot towards Robbie. Pushed off to the side. Riker picks it up, sends it around the boards, gets it cleared out. Fergie picks it up. Fergie's here. He holds on to it, trying to make a pass over to Dean. Oh, it gets intercepted. Riker's able to put some more pressure on it. Dean's there. Back over to Riker. Riker holding on to it, making a shot towards. Back over to Fergie. Pick it up and goal. Goal. Dean, Fergie, Riker. Right there, right there, right there. Yeah, boys. Fergie with that goal. Some big assistance from Dean and Riker. Scores 2-1, 5:09 left in the second period. This is our second goal of the tournament. These boys are fired up. Lafayette with the face-off win. Sends it over to their D. Dean and Fergie are putting pressure on it. Oh, no, it slips out. Picked up by Cameron. Cameron's holding on to it, trying to get it out of the zone, but he gets deflected. Shot. That goes wide. Whew. That's a whole mess, but Dean picks it up. He gets pushed off to the side by two Lafayette players. They're a little bit afraid of him. And, oh, the puck goes way out of play. Past the glass. That's fun. Okay, so we got Eli coming out with Brock. And Milo. And Colton. And Hayden. We're going to go out. Are we really going to go out? No. We're going to go to the right of the goalie. Lafayette with face-off win. Sends it up, but then Colton picks it up, sends it down over to Milo. Milo into the corner. Back over to Lafayette. Lafayette's trying to clear it out. They're able to clear it out. Colton's able to push over to the side, holding him in the corner. Let's zoom in a little bit on that action. Back. I'm not sure what all happened. No one's really has it. Oh, but Lafayette picks it up. Some pressure from Eli, but goes up to their D. Shot towards, but deflected by, I believe it was Hayden. Shot towards Robbie. Robbie is able to push it off to the side. Trying to clear it out. Eli's got it with Brock. Trying to clear it out again. And it pops out. Lafayette picks it up. We've got some nice pressure from Milo. And they decide that they're going to go back. Picked up by Brock. Back over to Lafayette. Lafayette drives it in. We've got some nice pressure from Hayden and Colton. Back over into the corner. Sent up to Eli. Eli holds on to it, but gets his pocket picked again. A lot of passing back and forth. All right, so we've got Lafayette with some holding on to it. We've got Brock and Eli putting pressure. Back over to Lafayette. Cameron comes out, unable to stop that deke around. Put some pressure on by Eli. Cameron is able to, oh no, we have high sticking, but no. Fergie, J-Ray putting on some pressure. I got to look at their face masks. If that's what they're called. All right, so we got Colton back there behind the net. He's got some help from Cameron, who falls down. Back over to Lafayette. They're going to just hold on to it, make some back and forth. Shot towards, picked up again in front of the net. Able to push it off to the side. Robbie grabs that shot, holds on to it. So we got Dean, Riker, and Fergie coming out. Merrick and Aiden. Full line change. We're going to go to Robbie's left. 2:27 left in the second period. Scores 2-1 Lafayette. Riker with face-off. Oh, wait. Sorry, we have... My son wasn't paying attention. Happens. All right. Riker with face-off win. Back over to Fergie. Back to Riker. Riker with a pass over to Dean. Dean goes into the corner. Dean over to Riker. Riker holds on to it, trying to get it back over to the other side. Lafayette's there, but Fergie picks it up. Lafayette picks it back up from Fergie. And they're trying to get it out. A little pressure from Aiden. We got Merrick there, chasing him down, keeping him off to the side. Robbie with a nice stick move, pushing him off again. Riker sends it around the boards, trying to get it over to Fergie. Fergie gets it out of the zone, pops back in. Fergie over to Dean. Dean is there. Dean with a shot. And it is in! It's in! Went to the 5-hole! Way to go, Dean. 1:33 left in the second period. All right, so we got Eli, Brock, J. Ray, Merrick, and we need one more. Oh, Aiden. There he is. He was right behind the ref. I didn't see him. Brock with the face-off. That linesman is really picky. Or ref. I can't remember what the orange band means, but Brock with a beautiful face-off win. Over to J. Ray. J. Ray sends it into the corner. Back over to Eli. Eli trying to get it over to Brock. Oh, pick it back up. Back over to J. Ray. A lot of sticks right there by Lafayette. They're able to hold on to it. They send it down. Had a little cherry picker shot, and Robbie holds onto it right in his kangaroo pouch. I don't know if that's an official term, but that's what I'm going to use. Nice save by Robbie. No line change. Oh, no. We're going to do a D change, so Hayden and Colton are coming out. All right, 108. Looks like we got Eli with face-off. Eli with face-off with Fergie. No, Brock. It's those bubbles. J-Ray's off to the side. Shot towards Robbie, but able to clear it out. But they keep it in zone D to D shot, and Robbie stops it. 50.8 seconds left in the second period. Milo's coming out with Riker and Dean. We're going to keep Hayden and Colton out on D. Riker with face-off win. Back over to, I could not see because there was a big Lafayette kid. Riker trying to get it out to Dean. Lafayette picks it up, dekes around Colton. Hayden puts some pressure on, makes him go back behind the net. Colton, I'm not sure who it was. Maybe it was Dean. I think it was Dean. Gets sent up. Nope, that is. Dean with a shot and caught by the goalie. 21 seconds left in the second period. I know I say the time a lot, but I know as a spectator, it's nice to know how much time you got. And I cannot get it on the screen. I apologize for that. Riker with face-off. Riker with face-off win. Gets back over to Colton. Colton holding on to it. Makes a shot. Gets deflected by Lafayette in front. Back over to Milo. Picked up again by Lafayette. But Colton's trying to keep it in. Unable to keep it in, but sending it back over to Riker. Intercepted by Lafayette. They're driving it in. Pass over. Way wide shot. And it goes out. That's the end of the second period. Hold tight. We'll be back shortly. All right. So we've got Cameron and Merrick on D. We got Eli with the face-off. He's got Fergie and Brock with him. Robbie and net. Ref making sure that the goalies are good. They're good. Dropping the puck. Lafayette with face-off win. Lafayette driving it in. We've got a nice little back check from Fergie. Pressure from Cameron. Pushes it off with Fergie. Back over up the boards. Back over to Merrick. Merrick sending it up. Brock picks it up. Brock's got it. He's got Fergie with him. Brock's able to drive it in, but it gets popped out. Come on, Cameron. Shot on Robbie, but it was to the side. They send it over to their D. Their D picks it up. Shot towards Robbie. Blocked by somebody. Shot again on Robbie, and he scoops it up with his glove. All right, we got Milo out here with Dean and J-Ray. Rebels with a face-off win, but Lafayette does a poke check. They are able to pick it up. Dean and J-Ray, they're battling. Sending it out over to Milo. Milo chasing it down. Back over to Dean. Milo chasing it in. D to D pass from Lafayette. They send it down, and they're waving off icing. Come on, Cameron. Cameron sends it around the boards, gets up to their D. D trying to make a shot, get it in front, but we had a nice little... They had a shot, but Robbie picks it up, saves it. All right, so we got a nice little change. We got Aiden coming out with Aiden and Hayden on our D. Fergie, Riker, and Eli. Riker with a face-off win, picked up by Aiden. Aiden with a pass up over to Riker, intercepted by Lafayette. Trying to clear it out, but their D is able to keep it in the zone. They're driving it in. Aiden's able to keep him off to the side, picked up again by Fergie. Fergie holds on to it, gets it into the zone, sends down into the corner. Eli chasing back behind the net. Gets kind of stopped. Back over to Aiden. Aiden over to Eli. Back over to Aiden. Aiden holding on to it. Chips it into the corner. Back over to Riker. Riker trying to make a pass over to Hayden, who's just a touch out of reach. Hayden holding on to it. Clears it up, gets it over to Eli. Eli up over to Fergie. Picked up again by Eli. Eli holding on to it, sending it into the deep corner. Got a line change with Brock coming out with Milo, Colton, Merrick, and Dean. Lafayette driving it in. He's got Dean putting some pressure. Back up over to their D. Shot, but Colton stops it. Back up over to Dean. I say that a lot. I realize. Merrick's able to clear it out. Gets it up over to Dean and then to Brock. Brock with it. Brock with a shot. High. And pushed off over to the side. Lafayette sends it around the corner. Merrick gets a hold of it. Able to keep it in by Dean and Merrick, but it pops out. Dean with the pass over to Milo. Milo dumps it in. J-Ray coming out and Fergie. Oh! Nice little hit. Picked up again by J-Ray. J-Ray holds on to it, makes a shot towards the goalie. Gets popped up, loose puck. Picked up by Lafayette. Riker's there, and they send it out. Picked up by Merrick. Merrick sends it around the boards. Trying to clear it out. Unable to be successful, goes back into the corner. Riker's there. Oh, gets hit. Nice little hit, but he learns how to pick it up, how to accept that kind of a hit. Picked up again by Riker. Riker over to Fergie. Fergie gets pushed up into the boards, pops out. And we got Hayden coming out for Merrick. Lafayette trying to make a breakaway. Poke check by Hayden. Riker picks it up, sends it up over to Fergie. Fergie holds on to it. Fergie over to Hayden. Hayden holding on to it, gets poke checked by Lafayette. Cameron able to poke check Lafayette, so they're unable to get it past the neutral zone. Gets in. Cameron grabs it. Cameron drives it in. Cameron trying to make a shot, but gets poke checked, loses the puck. Brock picks it up now. Brock over to Cameron. Cameron up over to Hayden. Hayden holding on to it. Hayden holding on to it with a shot. Stopped by their goalie. I was a little far away, but you guys heard me. All right, Cam and Hayden are coming off our D. We got Aiden and Colton coming on. Brock with the face-off. He's got Dean with him and Eli. Face-off win by Rebels. Eli holds on to it. Brock's there. Lafayette sends it around the boards. Are we going to get icing? Yes, we are. No, they waved it off. Picked up by Colton. Colton tried to get it out, but it was stopped by Lafayette. A little bit of a battle. They send it back deep into the corner. We got Aiden putting some pressure on. Back over to Brock. Back over to Aiden. Aiden trying to get it out. Shot towards Robbie, but it pushed to the side. Picked up by Eli. Eli sends it in. Oh, shot towards Robbie, but Robbie was able to save it with his leg. Lafayette holding on to it. We've got some pressure. Dean trying to get it out, and they're able to intercept his pass. Shot and goal. Deflected weird. That's a weird deflection. 8:01 left in the game. It's all right, boys. You got this. All right, we got Fergie, J-Ray, and Riker coming out. Merrick and Hayden on D. Lafayette with face-off win. But Fergie picks it up, gets pushed to the side. Back over to Lafayette. Back behind the net. Stopping head in reverse direction. And they're trying to pop it out. Hayden's able to keep it. Oh, he didn't keep it in. He got called for offside. Let's zoom in a little bit. All right, Riker's going to take the face off. He's got Fergie and J-Ray with him. Hayden and Barrick on D. Robbie and net. Lafayette with the face-off win. But that's all right. Fergie's able to get it into their zone. More pressure from Hayden. Shot towards Robbie, and Robbie gloves it. My hands are so frozen. I'm kind of slow. I apologize. .7:28 left in the game. Lafayette with a face-off win. D-to-D pass, D-to-D shot. Robbie pushes it off to the side. Picked up by J-Ray. J-Ray up to Fergie. Oh, but intercepted by Lafayette. That's all right. J-Ray is able to clear it out. They're able to make a pass. Gets it into the zone. Shot towards Robbie. Robbie stops it and holds on to it. We're going to get a line change here. We got Milo, Eli, Dean coming out with Cam and Colton. Eli with face-off win over to Dean. Dean drives it up. He's able to chip it out of the zone. Gets it into Lafayette's zone. Milo's putting pressure on. Picked up by Eli. Eli's not able to take it in because we were offside, but picked up by Colton. Colton with a pass over to Milo. Milo holding on to it. Milo sends it into the zone. Gets it into the corner. Dean chasing it down. Dean gets taken out. Milo with a shot. Oh, gets right to the side of the net. Picked up again by Milo. Milo sends it in back behind the net. Chased around by Eli. They're able to pick it up, but Colton holds on to it. Keeps it into the zone. Lafayette picks it up. Cameron gets deked around. Lafayette comes in, shot towards Robbie. Robbie deflects it up, goes into the air, picked up by Milo. Milo is able to get it off. Cameron trying to clear it out, but stopped by Lafayette. Another pressure from Eli. More pressure from Cameron. Kicks it in like it's soccer. Cameron's trying to clear it out. Eli's dancing with him. Gets sent out. Colton picks it up. Colton gets it up to Dean. Dean holds on to it. He's got Eli with him. Sends it back behind the net. We got Hayden and Merrick out there on D. Gets it into the neutral zone. Merrick's able to chip it up the boards. Gets picked up, unfortunately, by Lafayette. Gets sent around. Merrick's able to stop him from the ice. Gets into the corner. Hayden chasing it down. Hayden holding on to it. Gets it up to Merrick again. Merrick sends it up, but Lafayette intercepts it. And Hayden's able to clear it out. We've got Fergie and Brock chasing it down with Riker. A little bit of a scuffle there with Merrick and two Lafayette kids. Brock putting some pressure on him. Trying to make a shot, but we wouldn't let him get in front of the net enough. Lafayette picks it up. Sends it out. Picked up by Riker and Fergie. Lafayette intercepts. They do a pass. Merrick's able to get some pressure, and they lose their hold on the puck and unable to make a shot. Back up over to their D with a shot way wide. Cameron picks it up. Trying to get it out of the zone. We've got Fergie comes in, picks up the puck, chips it up the boards, trying to clear it out of the zone. Their D holds on to it. Back to their D. D to D pass, but intercepted by J-Ray. He's unable to get a good shot. Gets sent into the corner. Trying to get in front. Gets sent back over to the side. Trying to clear it out. We're just not able to get it out. We got 4 minutes left in the game. We're down by 1. Shot goes wide of the net. And we're going to get icing. Ooh, they need a break. Colton's coming out with Milo, Hayden, Eli, and Dean. We got one too many. Nope, Cam. So Cam and Hayden on D. We got Milo, Eli, and Colton. Actually, I don't know who's playing what position. Face-off win by Rebels. Milo picks it up, gets it into the zone. Milo chasing it down. Milo's got it. He makes a shot. Oh, goes just high. Just to the top of that net. Colton with a shot from the point. Gets pushed off to the side. They're still battling to keep it in the zone. Able to keep it in the zone, but Lafayette takes possession. Lafayette bringing it in. He's got pressure from Eli and Colton. Back behind the net. Shot, but deflected by Hayden. Hayden's trying to send it up, gets it up to Eli. Eli chips it up, unable to get it out of the zone. Picked up by Lafayette. Too many people in front, unable to make a good shot. Back over to Lafayette. Lafayette trying to make a shot. They push it off to the side. Milo chasing it. Lafayette picks it up, sends it back behind the net, then picked up again by Colton. Colton holding on to it, looking for some help. Cam comes to help him, pushing the guy down. Eli picks it up, trying to ice it and to make a shot, but Robbie picks it up. We got Merrick coming out with, I don't know who, Merrick and Robbie. Oh, no, we have a timeout. All right, hold tight. All right, timeout's over. Robbie and Nat with Hayden and Fergie and Riker, Dean and Colton. 2:41 left in the game. Score is 3-2 Lafayette. Riker with a face-off win. Gets it over to Hayden. Hayden holding on to it. Hayden trying to make a pass. Gets it up to Riker. Riker gets just taken out. Waving off icing. Dean trying to make a pass over to Fergie. Unable to get it, but Colton keeps it into the zone. Gets it back over to Dean. Back up over to Riker. Riker trying to get his possession of the puck, but Lafayette picks it up instead. Lafayette bringing it in. Dumps it into the corner. Hayden's there. Robbie is able to push it off to the side a little bit more. Colton chasing it around. Gets it over into the other corner. Putting some pressure on. Picked up by Fergie. Fergie trying to make a pass over to Riker. He is finally successful, but Riker could not hold on to it. Lafayette sends it down. Are we going to get icing? No. Colton picks it up. Colton does a backhand up over to Hayden. Hayden sends it back around the other way. Picked up by Colton. Colton trying to cheer it out. Clear it out, not cheer it out. Sorry. Colton picks it up again. Colton trying to get it up to Fergie. Fergie's waiting for his chance. Puck gets set in front. Picked up again by Hayden. Hayden clears it out. Lafayette has to hold on to it. Lafayette, Hayden, there is like way too many. Dean trying to get it into the zone, but picked up again by Lafayette. Lafayette tries to make a shot, but I think he was a little bit nervous by Colton. No icing. 1 minute left in the game. Picked up by Lafayette. Merrick's there. Merrick picks it up. Trying to get it over. Eli's there. But Lafayette dekes around. Shot towards Robbie. Robbie holds on to it and says, not today. All right, so we got Brock out there with Milo, Eli, Merrick, and Cameron. Brock at the face-off. Too many men on the ice. 47 seconds. Face-off win by Rebels. Cameron in the corner, putting some pressure on. Brock's trying to get there to help him get that puck. Lafayette with a pass. And then a shot that goes high. 35 seconds left in the game. Eli trying to get it up over to Milo. Gets sent up. We're going to get icing. Robbie was rushing to get off to the bench in time so he can get that sixth player. 28 seconds left in the game. Merrick, Eli, Milo, Cameron, Brock. Robbie's talking to his players, telling them to hustle it up, get it out of the zone so he can get off so we can get that extra player. Face-off win by Lafayette. Trying to make a shot. Picked up by Brock. Brock hustle it in now. Brock is able to hold it on. Trying to get a pass up to Merrick. Merrick holds on to it. Robbie's off. We got Riker on. Trying to get it out. And Milo picks it up. We got 9 seconds left. Oh. Milo holds on to it. Chips it up the boards. 2 seconds. 1 second. And that's the game. Thanks so much. We have a consolation game tomorrow. I don't know what time it is. I think it's going to be really early. You'll see it on Facebook. You'll see it if you're subscribed. Subscribe, like, see when we go live. Really appreciate you guys joining us this Saturday morning. And we'll see you tomorrow. Take care, folks.